like a legend. Fish like a legend. Die like a legend. Be a legend.
What's going on, everybody? Gunner here. Today's video is all going to be about heavy club swinging for fly fishing. Check it out. This is not a heavy club. That's a piece of driftwood I found on the beach. Now these are heavy clubs. Big old pieces of steel, and basically they're just a nasty lever that you got to learn how to control. Now the interesting thing about levers, fly rods are levers. Now the cool thing about clubs is instead of dealing in this forward or backwards or down up plane, they exist in this lateral circular plane, the swinging plane and the casting plane of motion, which is exactly where fly fishing exists. Even in close stance casting, if you look at my hips when I close stance cast, I still get all of the rotation, all of the power out of my hip muscles, and even more so in open stance casting, especially if you want to learn to present to your backhand and rotate equally well, backwards, forward. Dominant hand, outside circle, inside circle, outside, inside. That's what heavy club swinging does. It gives you the athletic foundation, especially in the two-hand heavy club, the athletic foundation to be able to rotate and cast on this open plane. And the single-hand club, the beautiful thing about it is if you program it right, bulletproof your grip strength, bulletproof your elbow joint, no tennis elbow, none of that garbage, and the health of your shoulders. You are literally rotating that ball joint in its socket all the way around with a pullover in a casting motion, which is fly fishing. Now, I had in mind to make a bunch of workout videos that have to do with heavy clubs because I think they're sweet. I found them like a year and a half ago, and I dove into all of Mark Wildman's work, which I'm about to make references to him in a second. And I've been doing this for a year and a half now. And I was like, man, I have all this cool stuff I want to share, but I'm not a trainer and I'm not certified in this, and I don't want to mislead you guys. I want you guys to basically do your own homework, and this is honestly just a public service announcement of the awesomeness of heavy club swinging and how it applies to fly fishing. That's literally all this is. If you want to benefit from this, you got to do your homework and check out this guy named Mark Wildman. He runs Wildman Athletica. He's a YouTuber, he's a fitness trainer, he's a coach in LA that works on movie sets and does a bunch of cool stuff. And the dude will break this down for you. I'll link as many cool videos that I think are relevant to the topic to get you interested. And I might make a page on my website that'll lead off with this video and run through how to program this so that you can get into this safely. Just a few things here that I think are really cool. First rule, start light, especially if you're going to do single hand. I started with 10 pound and I've been working with this for 6 months. Literally my goal is to never have tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, tendonitis, any sort of shoulder issues. I'm literally trying to bulletproof my body. That's the goal. I'm about to step up into 15 pounds, which I'm pretty excited about, and I'm just gonna keep running volume cycles for eternity until I'm a beast at single hand. But what's really nice is clubs are sold by weight. So getting, say, a 5-pounder so that you can do rehab, or getting a 10-pounder to do kind of prehab and start your strength training, and getting a 15-pounder, those are not big investments. And all this information so far is on YouTube. So it's a pretty cheap way to get into club swinging that could potentially change your life if you take it seriously, you do some mobility work, you do these drills, you stick to it 2-3 days a week, maybe you do the single hand and the two hand. It's some pretty cool stuff that will impact your life, not just your fly fishing. Mark does have a two-hand heavy club program that's available through strongandfit.com. It's called the Mill Squat program. Excellent program. I've done it 6 times now, I think. Maybe I'm about to start my 6th. I did 15 pound, 20 pound, 25 pound, jumped back to 20, did 25 again. I have 2 workouts left, and then I'm gonna start 35 pounds. So I've worked my way through that program front to back. Also comes up with 3 different warm-up drills and 3 cool-down drills. But it's really cool because in terms of fly fishing, I'll back up so you can see me here, but the two-hand is where you're gonna get all the rotation, especially for open stance casting, and making sure you kind of rotate equally well. Forehand presentation, backhand presentation, and you can really weight it. I mean, we're talking 25, 35, 45 pounds. Once you've worked through the program and learned the moves, you can treat this like strength training. You will get jacked, right? And so understand that because you have to, the goal here is to lock out both elbows. you have to square your shoulders to the club, which means all of my rotation is in the hips, my toes and knees are pointed forward, and the spine. Right, so the two-hand club is going to allow you to really get that rotation down, really develop your athletic foundation, drive all of that power into your hips. It's unbelievably cool stuff for fly fishing. Mark doesn't have any programs on single-hand club. Not yet, anyway. I really hope he does one. But I think it'll be a long time coming because it's pretty complicated and there's a lot of steps. But from what I can find online, and I'll have a video that breaks this down, but single-hand club can be treated like rehab prehab, and it can get heavier and heavier and heavier. But instead of getting all that rotation out of your hips and out of your spine, you can get that rotation out of your shoulder joint. This is a rehab drill right here, usually using bands, but it's a rehab drill. And you're getting all that rotation out of your shoulder joint instead of out of your hips and spine. And of course, you're isolating that whole chain. So it guarantees your left side's as strong as your right side, which fly casting is this repetitive right hand across the center line movement that you do thousands of hundreds of thousands of times. So of course you kind of get that built up and you get imbalances and you have that going so strong. If you want to reduce injuries, you really need to work your left side and make sure you're equally balanced. But the cool thing about it, as far as grip training, the way Mark programs this is with volume cycles. You're literally going to start like 5 sets of 5 left and right and work your way up to 20 sets of 5 and 5. That's 100 reps a move, and you typically block 3 moves into one workout session that you kind of treat as different levels. And so by the end of that, by the end of like, I don't know, 2.5 months, 3 months, you're literally doing 300 moves of circles on your right hand and 300 on your left hand, inside, outside, and shield cast. It's a crazy amount of grip strength. And how many fly casters have grip fatigue, especially in the big game, especially streamer fishing? Like, grip strength is everything. And how many people are worried about saying like tendonitis, or how many people are worried about tennis elbow or golfer's elbow, or how many times have you heard about rotator cuff issues and shoulder health and shoulder mobility and sore shoulders after a day of fly fishing? This literally is taking a weight through my shoulders, basically full range of motion, as that ball joint is twisting inside that socket. And I know this looks like a shoulder thing, but look at my hips. That is how I fly cast. The rotation is in the hips. This will teach you to fire your glutes and basically get your power for your fly cast from your butt. So this is some really cool stuff. I hope you'll check it out. I hope you'll check out Mark's channel, check out my website and how I have his videos kind of just listed to get you into this. So I hope you'll take me up on my offer. I hope you'll check out Mark's stuff. Not only is this beneficial for fly fishing, it'll benefit you for the rest of your life. You'll just be a happier, healthier person with less pain, who's in better shape, who can play with your kids and your grandkids and do crazy adventure things and fly fish for 8 hours a day whenever you want and not destroy your body. So thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.
Does this look like fly casting? It should. Look at those hips. Oh yeah.
Mojo Bass Fly 8 weight Rio smallmouth bass line.